Welcome to this week's Lucia Capital Group Weekly video. Now, if you've ever thought about retiring early, say before age 60, you've likely thought about how you're going to be able to create the cash flow you need and make it last for the rest of your life. Now, the problem is you're not yet old enough to take any Social Security retirement benefits. Those can't start until at least age 62. And if you're like most people, most of your savings are tied up in things like 401k or traditional IRA. And therefore, you can't even think about accessing the money until 59 and a half without having to pay a 10% penalty on those withdrawals. So what do? Is there a way to get your retirement money before age 59 and a half without having to pay that penalty? Well, here are a couple of ways you may be able to do that. First, I should mention that if you have some funds in what's called a non-qualified account, one that didn't give you preferential tax treatment when you put the money in and are not tax deferred, you may want to consider dipping into those accounts first. Now, depending on the types of assets you have in there, you may be able to withdraw these funds at a lower qualified dividend and long-term capital gain tax rate, and there's no penalty involved for doing so. In fact, if you're a joint married filer with income of up to about $109,000 in 2022, you'll pay no federal tax on your qualified dividends or long-term capital gains. If you don't like that option, though, you may be able to take distributions from a traditional IRA or a qualified plan like a 401k from a previous employer using the IRS Code Section 72T rule. This allows retirement account holders to avoid the 10% penalty by taking a series of substantially equal periodic payments from their account that's based on their life expectancy. Now, the payments do have to continue for at least 5 years or until the account holder reaches age 59 and a half, whichever is longer. Now, you'll also still have to pay ordinary income taxes on the withdrawal, but no pre-age 59 and a half penalty. Now, the 72T option may make sense, but it can get complicated, and you have to follow the rules exactly. If you mess it up anywhere along the line, you could wind up paying retroactive penalties on every payment you took. So don't use this method without getting help from a qualified financial advisor who can help keep you on track of it all. Now, finally, here's one method that very few people even knew existed. If you separate service from your employer during or after the year you reach 55, the 10% penalty on distributions from that employer's retirement plan does not apply. And if you're a public school or charity organization employee with a 403b, same goes for you. As long as you're at least age 55 during the year you sever employment, distributions from that employer's plan and only that employer's plan are fully taxable, but they're not penalized. The bottom line here is that if you've been saving on a regular basis and you want to retire before age 59 and a half, you probably have a few options for funding your retirement without having to shell out that 10% penalty tax on early retirement account distributions. But remember, the consequences of making a mistake can be costly. So it's best to have one of our Lucia Capital Group advisors help you through the process to avoid any unwanted tax surprises. We do this kind of thing every single day here at Lucia Capital Group. How can we help you the most? Just give us a call.